Thank you so much, Reedsy, for sponsoring today's video.
Priscilla. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Claire. Priscilla. So my plan for this week was to give myself a writing challenge, and I would film it and we'd go over if it was effective. Hopefully it was, you know, how productive I was. And I was trying to decide between just establishing a writing morning routine or specifically a like Ernest Hemingway morning routine, which is basically, either way you slice it, it's just working on your stuff early in the morning, right? So today is Monday. You might be like, well, this is a weird introduction to the video. Well, that's because I didn't do any writing this morning. I love you, love you, love you, love you.
Hey guys, just wanted to take a quick minute to talk about our sponsor of today's video, and that's Reedsy Learning, specifically to talk about the class that I've been taking for, oh my gosh, like a month and a half now. That's the How to Write a Novel course with Tom Bromley. This course continues to be fantastic. I'm learning so much. You get sent daily videos, fantastic excerpts from different books, a great community, ask questions in, as well as exchange and critique each other's work. If I had access to a class like this when I first started writing my book, even though I have taken college writing classes and watched, you know, whatever I could find on YouTube at the time, there really wasn't something to break down how to go about a project as complicated, extensive, and long as writing a book. Part of what has taken me a long time is just having so much trial and error, and a class like this where having all of these very complicated components broken down into nice little bite-sized, easily digestible pieces of information. And Tom is just such an awesome teacher. You can tell he's very passionate. He gets into the subject matter. There's also really fun hour-long lives. Well, sometimes they're a little longer than an hour because he'll do interviews with other authors. I've done it the hard way, and this just seems like a shortcut, and I would absolutely highly recommend it to anybody who's looking to seriously start a novel writing process. If you are genuinely interested in the course, there is an affiliate link listed down below that also helps out my channel, you know, so you can give back to your girl that way if you're interested in the course or going to purchase the course anyway. But Reedsy also wants to give back to you guys by offering a 10% off discount code. It is Claire10. That will also be listed down below. You might be like, 10%. 10% is over $100. So thank you again, Reedsy, for sponsoring, and let's get back to the video.
But right now, I'm going to work on my book for an hour. That will also make working tomorrow easier because it's always that first day back that is the most difficult and the most taxing and exhausting. So if I get that out of the way today, even if it's later in the day than what I originally wanted, it will make tomorrow 1,000 times easier. Maybe if this appeals to you as well, we can all learn to be early risers and early productive morning writers as well. Literally, when I was looking at people's writing routines, every single one was like an early bird morning person. Every single one of like every famous writer who has ever talked about being a prolific writer and writing every day. It's always like, I wake up at the crack of dawn and I write until 10 a.m. or noon, like every single day. And I'm like, okay. But now I'm procrastinating. I'm gonna start writing.
All right, I'm starting at 3:20 p.m. exactly. I'm gonna be done at 4:20. And I have a coffee shop ambiance noise playing right now. Often I like this sort of ambiguous background noise way more than music, even lo-fi. I can just get a little bit too distracted by. That was a long hour, but it will make tomorrow feel 1,000 times easier, especially if I'm starting early. My goal is to wake up at 6, and my goal is to actually start writing at 7. So the plan is to wake up at 6 and to actually start writing at 7. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Wish me luck.
Okay, first of all, do you guys like this t-shirt? Are we obsessed with it? Because I'm obsessed with it. This is like my favorite shirt, and I usually wear it in the middle of the week for like 2 to 3 days straight. So as you guys saw, I just had that measly little clip at the beginning. I like almost completely forgot to film anything this morning. Obviously, I did not wake up at 6 a.m., but I did wake up at 7. Didn't start at 8, but I did start at 9. And didn't write for several hours, but I wrote for 1 hour. So you know what? Progress is progress. The Iowa State Fair is starting in a few days, and so for my neck of the woods, a lot of caricature homies are flying in from out of town to work the Iowa State Fair. One of my best friends manages it. I'll be working there a handful of times for like a completely separate event that just happens to be within the fair. All's to say, fair season gets kind of crazy out here, gets a little wild. But what is my plan with this whole writing situation? Well, first of all, I will say, as much as part of me might want to fight it, I do feel like I was more clear-headed when I was editing today. I felt like I could sense there was something within the chapter that was a little off. It didn't flow as well as it needed to. And by working earlier in the morning and not having so much going on, seeing it with clearer eyes perhaps, I feel like I was able to pinpoint exactly where the issue was and try to find a better way to present like the problem and the information and blah 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 blah. It's like something that was there, couldn't pinpoint it, suddenly could pinpoint it, and I'm like, dang. Well, that's probably happened because it was earlier and I wasn't as distracted, or I wasn't thinking about a million things. Now tomorrow will be interesting because I have a big girl appointment at 8 a.m. This is a topic I want to talk about with you guys, but I don't want to do it yet, but very exciting things coming up in my future. Definitely working on it afterwards shouldn't be an issue, so. Are you guys having fun? Are you guys having a good week? Are you guys having fun? Are you having a good week? Are you having a fun time? I had a game night last night, and there was 5 of us, so we played Tokaido, which is a classic, amazing, beautiful, aesthetically pleasing game. I've never won a game of Tokaido in my life. It's so pleasing and so lovely, but there is just something about it where it's like, man, I just can't figure out how to win at this thing. However, we then played Sheriff of Nottingham, which I haven't played in, I don't even want to know how, 5 years maybe, and I destroyed everyone. I murdered, I slaughtered. In case you don't know, Sheriff of Nottingham is a sneaky, lying game. Hey guys, it's about 12:30 and I did get up at my intended 6 a.m. start time, but I did not start writing. I had to go to a meeting, then I've been running around like a maniac, and I'm finally at one of our nicest libraries in the area, so I'm gonna set up shop there and we're gonna get some work done. I'm playing pickleball later tonight. I don't know if you guys really know or if I talked about it, but I am a pickleballer. I freaking love pickleball. I'm not amazing at it by any stretch, but I love playing and most of my friends love playing. I'm gonna work on editing my book. I'm gonna work on video content, working on some other content ideas and scripts and all that for you guys. I mean, by the time I probably sit down and start writing, it will be closer to 1 p.m. And we're now officially in the afternoon slot of the day, but you know what? We're still editing, we're still writing every day. Meet you guys in the library. So
what did I learn about this little experimental week of writing in the morning? I failed every single day. This does not mean to me that the experiment is a failure. Is it weird that I just started this clip without any context? I desperately just needed to relax. There's a lot of Epsom salts in here. I need to catch up on my Reedsy writing course. I put up a candle, so I'm like, ooh, it's aesthetic. I could film. That's why we're here. And this bath is super hot, so I'm already like sweating. Even though I did not write that much in the morning, let alone do it every day, I would not consider something like this a failure. This is a good way for me to track like what works and what doesn't work. And I did find the earliest that I started writing was 9 a.m. Most days, if I wrote, they were more in the afternoon, like between 2 to 4. And I did find that I was able to write more and more proficiently and effectively when it was early in the morning, because it's like I wasn't bogged down with as many thoughts about like, oh, people I need to reach out to, other things on my to-do list. I was able to kind of zone in and focus just on the writing work more, and then kind of get more done, be more proficient about it. Where I feel like when I was working midday, I was covering the same amount of ground, but instead of in 1 hour, it would take like 2.5 hours, because I was just more tired too, you know, those like afternoon lulls. Anyway, I feel like Ophelia in the river, just like I failed. Take me under. I think I gotta do something with my phone too. And I have multiple phone videos about how like distracting and bad like phones and social media can do, and all sorts of tips and tricks to get them out of the way. But one thing that I'm very bad at, very bad at with this guy, is checking it right away in the morning. Like I get up, and then what I do is I usually put on a YouTube video, put on something for like background noise. Maybe lo-fi or classical, but otherwise keeping the phone away from me during those times would really help. And maybe writing down either in a journal or even just in a planner why I want to write in the morning, why it's important for me to try to get this habit going, because it's just a better, more guaranteed way of cranking through my book than hoping I can get to it at some other point in the day. That's what I've learned. Thanks for watching me fail, and let me know if you've established a new routine or a new habit, and what are some things that you've done to make it successful for you. I'm gonna work on my class, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.